How to upgrade a Marui L96. Now that's what I'm going to show you in this video. For this build I'm using a NOVRITSCH Tokyo Marui L96 tuning kit. It gets shipped in two sturdy PVC pipes to ensure that the cylinder parts and especially the precision barrel don't get damaged or bent during transport. Inside the long tube is a 601 precision barrel and some stickers. In the short tube are the parts for the cylinder and trigger assembly. So the kit basically contains all you need to get the power and accuracy you know from my videos. Before starting to disassemble the gun, make sure it's not cocked, remove the magazine and put the safety switch to safe. So let's boost the FPS of this Marui gun. It starts with separating the stock from the receiver barrel assembly by loosening the three main screws with a Phillips screwdriver. Now we have to unmount the loading ramp. Inside of the ramp is the loading plate. It's fragile, so handle it with care. The next step is separating the receiver from the barrel. Therefore, I unscrew two screws on the receiver and then I unmount the Picatinny rail. Below it, we can find a hidden screw that secures the outer barrel. After removing it, we can finally separate the receiver from the outer barrel by screwing them apart. Here again, be careful with the fragile loading plate. Next, we have to remove this plate by taking off the C-clip. Like on any Airsoft Tech project, make sure that you are working on a clean table, where you don't lose any of the small parts. Now I pull out the spring guide stopper with pliers so I can remove the cylinder from the receiver. To remove the bolt handle from the cylinder, loose the screw in the back and the long one on the bottom. When separating the parts, a small ball bearing will fall out. Don't lose it. Now assemble the bolt handle onto the new cylinder. Next comes the trigger box upgrade. Loose the two screws that mount the box to the receiver. Take it off and separate the two shells by removing all 5 screws. Open the trigger box slowly and carefully. Make sure to not lose any spring, bolts or other small parts. It's time to replace the soft stock sears to some tough tool steel ones. Remove the bolt that connects the trigger and the piston sear of the stock sear assembly. A small spring will fall out. Here comes the trickiest part of upgrading this gun, assembling the sears. Place the spring on the piston sear like shown. The long end of the spring should face top, the short end should face the bottom. The short end of the spring should rest here. Insert the piston sear carefully and align all 3 holes with an Allen key. Then push through the short bolt and you're done. Now assemble the trigger box back together. Put on the second shell and tighten the 5 screws. Insert the cylinder with the long slot facing down all the way into the receiver. Now you can mount back the trigger box and insert the reinforced spring guide stopper. Before inserting the cylinder parts, lube up the cylinder and the piston head with some silicone lube. Put the spring guide on the spring and insert it into the cylinder. Then insert the piston. Before screwing on the cylinder head, make sure that the spring guide stopper is all the way in. Now you can do a compression test. Seal the nozzle with your finger and pull the trigger. The piston must stop in the cylinder before hitting the cylinder head, as long as you have your finger on the nozzle. The power upgrade is finished. Let's head on to improving the precision of the L96. The hop-up chamber should slide out of the outer barrel easily. 2 springs and 2 plastic nubs will jump out of the outer barrel. Make sure to not lose those. Unscrew these 2 screws to take the hop-up chamber apart. Remove the C-clip from the barrel and then push it out. Let's install the precision in a barrel. The stock hop-up rubber of Marui is great, but it wears off very fast, so it's a good idea to change it to an aftermarket one. Insert the barrel and hop-up into the chamber. It's a tight fit, so make sure that everything is aligned and installed properly. Assemble the hop-up chamber back together. Before inserting it into the outer barrel, don't forget to install the plastic knobs and springs. To put everything back together, just do the steps from before in reverse. When securing the outer barrel and the receiver with the 2 screws, make sure that the threads of the metal inserts are aligned with the holes. Put back on the Picatinny rail and mount the barrel receiver assembly into the stock. Your gun is finished. Now go out on the field and shoot some noobs from far distance.